Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a very exciting, yes, a show which is going to be full of a lot of interesting anecdotes, stories, analysis, and of course, a very, very sensational guest. I'm, of course, talking about the one, the only, yes, Stuart Terence Roger Binny, also lovingly known as Stuart Binny, who holds, till date, yes, the best bowling record in ODI cricket for India, which was 6 for 4. And of course, lots more accolades this man has gathered over his brilliant career for India and of course for domestic cricket. So without further ado, please put your hands together. I am already very, very excited to welcome the one, the only Stuart Binny. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it is. And so, Stuart, of course, talking about this amazing career that you've had, you very recently called it a day. So, immediately, I would like to, off the bat, get your thoughts on that. How is this new second innings of yours, so to say, going to be?
Yeah, I mean, it was a long time in domestic cricket for me. Sitting through 20 years that I had played Ranji Trophy cricket, and I just felt that with the whole pandemic and how things were structured out in domestic cricket right now with bio bubbles and stuff like that, I just thought it got a lot harder for me as a 37-year-old to go to grounds and train and hit gyms and stuff like that. But to be honest, I thought it was just time for me to move from a player to a coach, and I went in and I am the assistant coach of the Assam Ranji Trophy team now, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Fabulous. Well, of course, we are looking forward to your new avatar and your new role, and I'm sure you're going to do brilliantly well as always. All right, so Stuart, let's just get into the nitty-gritty of the show, and we are obviously going to kickstart this first episode of ours with the present champions, which is of course Mumbai Indians. And let me just, of course, rattle off these stats as far as the team is concerned, the franchise is concerned. They're 5 times IPL champs, Stuart 2 times Champion League trophies they've got. They're of course owned by the Reliance Group. They're the most successful T20 franchise with 136 wins and counting, with a 57 odd win ratio. And the stars that they've actually given to the Indian team are the Pandya brothers, Bumrah and Surya Kumar Yadav. So now, having talked about all the accolades that they have achieved over the years, my first question to you is, what is so special about Mumbai Indians? You having been a part of the franchise for a season, and what makes them so special?
I think it's just how they've structured their talent hunts in the start of the season. There are people scouting in domestic cricket, looking for people with new talents, with new skills. I think that's where it all starts off with setups and with IPL teams, when you go out there and look for new people. I think they've got that spot on where they've sent out their scouts and really found new talent to come in and given them that exposure to go out and enjoy themselves.
Fair. What was it like actually? I mean, being a player, a part of the contingent when they were playing in that particular season. How was it like for you? How was it different from, let's say, the other teams or the other franchises where you performed and played brilliantly?
I don't think there's much differences there. It's just about the atmosphere they create in dressing rooms. It's about the spirit they have. It's not easy to win 5 times an IPL trophies. They definitely know how to win. They've got the guys who know what winning feels like. I mean, whether it's only the IPL or the other leagues around. Someone like Aaron Pollard has won around the world league. So, what they bring to the dressing room also is very, very crucial.
I think what was crucial and what was so operative with what you said was the fact that they know the feeling of winning. And I think that, I personally feel, separates the champions from the rest of the herd.
Absolutely. I think the winning attitude that gets you to finals.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to get to sometimes a playoff or to a final, but to win that final is all the pressure. You work so hard for that whole year for that one game. So I think they just know how to do it in big finals.
Yeah. This always pops up in my head when we talk about the cricketers that they have actually given to the Indian team, Stuart. And one of them shines so bright and he's doing so brilliantly well is Bumrah. Do you think, I mean, as a player, this was something which was Was he just a very special talent, or was he something which was a combination of the grooming and the talent that came together, and he just from there went into the Indian team?
Look, I think it's a mix of everything. I think Bumrah is a lot different than other bowlers around the world, or even that we have in India. He's got a unique action. He's in hustling and to bowl, So he's a guy who runs in really slow and bowls quick. So I mean, he had something special for sure. But I think what happened in a setup like Mumbai Indians when they had the Malingas and stuff like that was nurturing that he got through that process. I think that's why he's a different bowler today, because he started early what Malinga started probably 10 years into a career. So I think what happened with the Mumbai Indians, they got him in early and put him under pressure with the Malingas and all the rest of the bowlers. We've seen him over the years bowl yorker after yorker. I mean, when I was playing in the IPL, we saw them practicing just putting shoes and trying to hit that every ball. I mean, no other teams were at that point doing stuff like that. It was the Malingas, that's why bowling that many yorkers. And then Bumrah took that over and said, listen, let me put this into my game and see what the results have gotten.
That's fascinating. Rohit Sharma, the man who changed, I believe, the entire mental makeup of the team. He becomes captain, and from there is this meteoric rise as far as the franchise is concerned. They've done brilliantly under his captaincy. So do you think that was probably the X factor that they had been missing? And the moment he came in, took on the helm, things just changed around.
Yeah. I mean, knowing Rohit, I think Rohit's a guy who's very open with his players. Communication is really, really good. He knows what his players are capable of, and he puts them in positions that they can deliver. I think that's what Rohit has done as a captain and as a leader. And he's got respect from his players. If you look at it, he's someone who also delivers for them day in, day out. So you've got to have that rapport also. The captain needs to be doing well for you to go on and win games. And see, Rohit also played a pivotal role for the Deccan Chargers in 2009 and took them, to that trophy as well. So he was someone who had a lot of experience through that. He just had to come out and share it in the dressing room.
What's it like actually, Stuart? I'd like to know. I mean, that dressing room feeling. I mean, nobody else can share this, and it would be beautiful for you to kind of maybe just give us a slight peek into what actually goes on inside that dressing room.
Dressing rooms are like classrooms, to be honest. I mean, you get different set of people, different people doing different things. I mean, it's a lot of fun, to be honest. I mean, dressing rooms are. It depends when you are walking into a dressing room, so because sometimes it can be a bit tough at dressing rooms, or things said verbally because people are under pressure. So things are going well. Sometimes there are arguments, and there's never a dressing room with no arguments. Let me tell you that. There are players having a go at each other sometimes, but it's all in good banter. It's all about knowing them with respect, Listen, sure. we may have messed up this game, and we need to put our hands up. Something like that goes on a lot after the whole game is a debrief, let me say, a debrief. And people are very honest in dressing rooms. I think that's the only way to move forward in cricket, is to be honest in the dressing room.
Well, of course, Stuart, it's always, the aura of Sachin Tendulkar. The aura of Sachin Tendulkar, and Mumbai Indians has been blessed in a big way to have him, obviously as a player initially when the IPL kicked off, and then of course he took on the role of a mentor. What was it like for you, man? You walked in and he was there.
I mean, it's just something I can't explain sometimes. I've watched him over a period of, I think, 20 years. Just to walk into a dressing room with him was to feel that presence of him. Even though he was one of the most nicest cricketers. I mean, even though we were so young, he came up, spoke to us. Paji was someone who was very special to me. Obviously, I hadn't played a lot of cricket before that. It was fresh in the IPL when I went to the Mumbai Indians. And obviously, he helped me a lot in the nets when it came to my bowling, especially. I mean, my batting was already kind of set in a way where I batted and how I had to bat in an IPL. But I think he helped me tremendously when it came to my bowling, and he's been great. I mean, he is Mumbai Indians if you look at it.
Yes. Yeah, I was waiting for you to say that actually, because it's so true. All right, so Stuart, this is a very important point, and I'd love for you to shed light in this, that there is so much of changes that especially take place in franchise cricket. And we've seen this in the past with Mumbai as well. They're no different. Butler, Pooran came in, some fabulous players, Chahal, Maxwell, but they were not being able to fit into the so-called scheme of things. So What does that kind of do to one, the team, and also the mental makeup of the players?
I think it's about how that person feels, the opportunities he gets batting at what spots. It's all how you start a tournament. To be honest, if you ask me, even someone like AB de Villiers who's come in after playing a little bit of cricket, not much of cricket, is still finding his feet. I mean, it doesn't matter how great or what you have at the back or where you come from. It's about gelling at that point of time in an IPL. I mean, Nicholas Puran is a perfect example.
Sure.
He's gone to the Kings and he's become a different player. He's someone they've looked at him and said, listen, you're responsible for our batting when it comes in the middle overs. And he's someone who's taken up the challenge. It's also that talk that has to come from that franchise and how important you are. Absolutely. I've seen it happen before actually with players who've come into franchise and just never felt that it's home, but gone to other franchises. And it's just the way they're welcomed, the way they've looked after them. That feel good factor, I think, takes a player also a long way.
Oh, I'm pretty sure, because I mean, you guys perform under some severe pressure cooker situations, so you need to kind of have that sense of ease and maybe a slight pat on the back. Now, they are players which Mumbai Indians has contributed to the World Cup contingent, so I'm sure that certain things they're getting right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you keep winning tournaments, you are going to get a lot of players in your national setup. I think it's also these guys do it day in, day out in domestic cricket as well. Someone like Surya has done it for Mumbai for years now. He's just got his break in the IPL in the last 2-3 years, if you look at it. He was at that point of time so-called a fringe player, but I don't believe he was a fringe player. He's played some crucial knocks for the setups that he's played in, and look, I mean, guys like that are definitely worth their while in the World Cup squad.
I have to obviously ask you this, Stuart. What's your take this time around? What's your take in terms of do you think that they have the secret recipe? Do you think that they still have that understanding to take on the cup? You think they win it?
Yeah, I mean, look, they've always come from behind. If you look at it, the Mumbai Indians have never been the top of the table teams in many championships that they've won. So obviously, there is a chance, there is an outside chance here, and I would never write them down. I think players like Rohit and your Bumrahs and your Pandya brothers and Pollard, I mean, they can pull off anything on any day, I feel.
Fair enough. So, ladies and gentlemen, of course, this is the round where we get into a super over with Stuart Binny. So, this is the first question. Which batsman scored the boundary on the last ball to James Faulkner to help Mumbai Indians qualify for the playoffs in 2014?
I know this one. I played that game. Aditya Tare.
अरे वाह! पहली ही ball पे in swinging ball को तुमने छक्का मारा. Well done. Then of course, let's move on to the next one. Which Mumbai Indian fielder dropped Mike Hussey for 3 consecutive balls while Mitchell Johnson was bowling? We were just talking about him, by the way. Hint, hint.
Pollard.
Congratulations. Well done, Stuart. 2 on 2. Who was the only Mumbai Indian batsman to win an orange cap and win man of the tournament in the same year?
Sachin Tendulkar. You don't forget when Sachin Baji is batting like that, right?
Which is true. All right, move on to the next one. How many times have Mumbai Indians played in the IPL finals? This is an easy one, yes, Stuart. This even I know.
Oh.
This even... No, he got that wrong.
How many is it?
6.
Okay.
All right, so Stuart, your next question is, did Pragyan Ojha win his purple cap with Mumbai Indians? Yes or no?
No.
My God, man, you're on point today. I'm just quite intimidated by your form.
Thank you.
Now, of course, the last delivery, Stuart. We've got 6 runs to get. And Malinga is bowling. So best luck. Richard Levy, David Jacobs, Graham Napier, James Franklin. All of these players represented Mumbai Indians in their IPL careers. True or false? Take your time on this one.
True.
Well done.
I didn't know Napier was part of that Mumbai.
Yeah. He did as well. Well done, Stuart. I mean, on your debut and on our debut on Around the Wicket with Stuart Binny, you have performed brilliantly well.
Thank you.
All right. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, that was, of course, Stuart Binny and myself, Sudhi, taking you through the alleyways and the interesting corridors, the dressing room discussions, the mindsets, the ideologies of the Mumbai Indians. According to Stuart, he believes that yes, they have the X factor, they have that secret sauce, that they might be able to take on the championships this time around as well, in this edition as well. Well, we'll have to wait and see. But as always, it's been truly amazing speaking with this powerhouse of a talent, which is Stuart Binny. And we're going to be back with lots more exciting stuff. So you guys, of course, keep tuning in. And as we always say, please get yourself jabbed. Take care of yourself, because this jab is not going to hurt.